everyone. So happy to be here for our Thursday Facebook Live. We've got LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube coming on. Love to hear where everybody's coming from. This is Love.Life Telehealth. And we have the amazing Sheila Kelly on. My name's Dr. Kim Scheuer, and I am here coming from Colorado. And Sheila, where are you coming from?
Illinois, Central Illinois.
And as we're waiting for people to get on, we'll see if anybody is coming from anywhere else around the country. So if you are on, and let us know where you're watching from. Oh my gosh, we have Florida. Hi, Janet Margaret. How you doing? Is it warm in Florida? It's kind of warm here, except for I'm in the basement, so I'm cold. How about you, Sheila? How's it going where you are?
It's warm here. It's one of the nicer days. I think we haven't hit 80 quite yet, so that's good.
Well, Thank you for coming on and talking to us. We got Nevada, Christina. Yay, Christina. So good to see you and have you on here. And I think we'll start today. I'm, like I said, Dr. Kim Scheuer. I am working with Love.Life Telehealth. Yay, Sue New from Delaware. We got
Northern Illinois.
There we go. Yay, Northern Illinois. We got to keep the Illinois people together.
That's right.
And I'm losing how. Oh, and Beth from Indiana. There we go. Well, welcome everybody. So I'm Kim Scheuer. I'm a physician with Love.Life Telehealth. I love being on the work that I do. And I have the privilege of working with this amazing person named Sheila Kelly. And Sheila has an interesting story. She's been on before. Hi, Beth from Indiana. And I'd like to just remind people, tell me, Sheila, what's your story? How did you get to us, and why did you come to us?
Okay. So for a few years ago, I tried a plant-based diet, but it didn't last but about 3 months. So then fast forward a couple years, and it's before COVID, and COVID happens and everything. But my migraines are getting progressively worse, which is a family trait to have the migraines. My weight's continuing to go up. The menopause symptoms are continuing to get worse. And I was looking, last year at 49 thinking this is terrible. Like, I'm going to have to be on meds from the time, I'm not even looking forward to my 50s because I feel like I'm just going to be on meds. And so January of 23, when I went for my annual checkup, I told the doctor, I was like, Excedrin migraine's not helping anymore. Can I get some prescription meds for migraines? And so I got those, not ones you take daily, but as needed. And I was basically living off those and the Excedrin migraine. So by the time the weekend would come, I was hung over from all these pills and could barely get out of the bed. There was no life from my husband and I. So I heard a podcast on Plant Strong that had Anthony, and I don't say his last name correctly, so I don't want to butcher it.
Masiello.
There you go. I Love.Life Telehealth, talking about how he created Love.Life Telehealth and that you can go there and get help. And I told my husband, I came home and I said, we have to try something different. This is not a life. So when you go onto the website, you click in your state and it tells you which doctors are licensed in that state. And at the time there were 3. And so you watch the little video and Dr. Kim immediately stood out to me. And I was like, oh, I'm going to try to get an appointment with her. And I did. And that's when you told me what I needed to do. And I did it. And I've had 8 migraines since August 24th of 2023.
Wow. From 8 a week to 8.
Yes. Oh yeah. It was multiple days in a row. Absolutely.
So
it is.
You have a unique situation because I'd love to know what other changes besides the decrease in migraines, but you live with somebody who is not following the same lifestyle you do, correct?
Correct.
So tell me more about that.
Yes. So in addition to the no more migraines, because I haven't had any for several months, so I feel like they're in remission. So this is awesome. I'm no longer pre-diabetic. I'm no longer morbidly obese. I'm not on any meds. I only take a vitamin every day to support my plant-based lifestyle. And it's just overall, the head's cleared, the energy level, the want to work out, handling stress. It's been very stressful right now, but in general, handling it better than I did a year ago. But it's made it unique, like you said, to be in a household, because my husband's very supportive, but this is not the way he wants to eat. So we have created this channel. So because we figure we're not the only ones in the same spot. It was actually his idea. And so he is super supportive. So he'll like make his protein outside. Or if we do something like kebabs, we'll have veggie kebabs because we both will eat the veggies. And then I'll make tofu for mine and he'll make, a beef or something for his. So we have really figured out how to make this work for us. And I think it's actually brought us closer, and the communication is there because we're communicating about what we want to video and how we want to video and what recipe can we make one dish in 2 ways.
Yay. So you have one dish 2 ways on both YouTube and Facebook, correct?
Correct.
Just started Facebook, right?
Yes, we just started the Facebook, yes.
And I have loved watching your channel on YouTube because I am learning so much from you. I'm learning your tips and tricks. You both were in some kind of food industry before, correct?
Yeah, we owned a sub shop for 20 years when we lived in the state of Virginia.
So you guys have tips and tricks on your channel on one dish 2 ways, not only to make, like the one I saw just recently was the brownies.
Yes.
Those look delicious.
And my coworkers have been awesome. They're like, we'll try anything. It's fine. Bring it in. So I brought both in, and I was very surprised. Some of the meat and potato people, they did try the sweet potato brownies and they liked them. Now they preferred the other ones, but they said these are really good. And I don't try to fool them because there's no point in that. I mean, you want to be transparent as far as what you're serving them. So I tell them which one's which. So
very cool. So tell me the changes you guys have made as a household.
A lot of changes. So he hides the food that he knows is tempting to me, such as chips and chocolate and things like that. He's really good about hiding those things. We no longer buy croutons. It's seeds for our salads to give the crunch. He likes sunflower seeds, and he's willing to do the salt-free ones, or pumpkin seeds. We like to combine lettuces, so it's not just iceberg. It's iceberg and spinach and whatever he's got coming out of the garden. We prep a bunch of veggies for the week in mason jars. That way you can see it. Mason jars you can see. They're easy to clean. But then we both will eat off of them. Carrot sticks and celery sticks, and we do a lot of things to get ourselves ready to have a successful week, because he's still trying to eat better too, even though he's not just eating all fruits and all plant-based.
Right. And I mean, I love that you said that your energy is better, but you told me once you're sleeping differently, yes, even as a couple, you go to bed earlier and stuff, yes, which helps in things. And I think pre-planning and prepping for the week makes such a difference, especially for people like me and you, where if I'm stressed or if I'm tired, I will grab for things that are unhealthy. Mm-hmm. And so in my household too, my partner is from England, and he was a huge meat and potatoes person before. And I was able to say, because he moved into my house is clean. When we go out, you can have whatever you want, but in my house, it's clean. And every once in a while, he'll sneak some stuff, but he never puts it into places that I can see it. Like it's in the car, in the truck, in the garage, or whatever. And that really helps me. Yes. Paige mentioned that the brownies were delicious.
She works with me, so yeah.
Oh, yay, Paige. That's awesome. That's great.
Even when we camp, he hides, like, because Chris, he's going to want chips. So we have a pop-up. It's not like we got a big fifth wheel. So even in the camper, he'll try to hide what his snacks are so that I have not seen it. Or like Plant Strong makes some microwave popcorn. And then so I'll bring that. He can bring his microwave popcorn. And then we have a microwave in the RV. So if I want something crunchy, then I do have that option. That's awesome. Do make sure I have something.
That's great. I mean, I think pre-planning is so important. So now Joe's your husband. Love yes. watching him on your channel, The One Dish 2 Ways. I love it. And I love that you guys both support each other, but how else has he supported you?
Well, we have a lot of RV trips that are 4 to 5 days planned this year. So every time before we go, he'll look up vegan restaurants. We could go here, we could go there. So we definitely stick to places where we both, because we want a break from cooking. I mean, as much as we like to do it, everybody likes a break. And so we plan to go to those places. We found one when we were in Holland, Michigan, that we liked so much we went twice, but we were there 8 days for that one. But yeah, so he does that. He's also very much encouraged. I love to rent a kayak when we go places. And this year he said to me, why don't you just buy one? We will get the rack on your car. That way you can go whenever you want, here, there, or wherever. And so he encouraged me to do that. And that's what we did. We got our bikes out. We got them ready to go so we could take the bikes camping. So he would be willing to take the bikes with me. So he's really trying to help me help myself. But like I said, I think it's just the communication, because we're talking about these things, because he is
Now,
trying
how about if you're tempted for things? Does he help you or harm you does he say anything? What does he do?
does. He'll say very nicely, is that something you really want to eat? Or are you sure you want to do that? So not in the, I'm going to make you feel bad about it. Just maybe you should pause before you continue your hand or where you're going with that. So
That's awesome.
yes. And I really do appreciate that, because sometimes that's all you need is the stop for a minute. Is that really what I want to do? Yeah.
Now, my partner, Derek, he will say, it's after 7 p.m. Didn't you tell me once you're not eating after 7? So it's very helpful. It's not a judgmental or negative thing, but it's nice when your partner, who may not be fully on board, does support you in good ways. And actually, sometimes we have a buzzword that we can tell each other, to try and stop each other. If you think of really why you're doing this, and then just a word that other people wouldn't know, or, that we can tell each other.
That's a good idea.
So a lot of this is physical.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this, it's the cravings and the things like that. It's the keeping, fighting with all of the commercials with unhealthy food around, the people who try and help you with other healthy foods. What are you doing as self-care to try and keep yourself on target and keep your mind on this?
Well, I will be completely honest with you. And the last 6 to 8 weeks has been a very stressful time in my life. And it's not stress I can just walk away from. Okay. So I have had to continuously pivot. And I've changed the way I look at things. So this is a lifestyle change. This is not for 6 months. This is not for 9 months. It's not for a year. So number one, everybody talks about a gratitude journal. Great. Gratitude journals, I do believe they have a place. But what I also started doing at the end of the day, whether it's thinking about it, writing it down in my phone, or writing it, handwriting it in a notebook, is what went right today. So instead of saying, well, you only got 20 minutes of walk-in, Sheila, instead of 45, that's terrible. Would I say that to a friend? No. I would say, you got 20 minutes in. So why am I not saying that to myself? What happened that went well? Let's write that down. Let's celebrate those victories. Yes, if I did grab tortilla chips, or hey, didn't have a snack and then I came home and did this, how do we fix that for the next time? But what did I do right? We have to start catching ourselves in what we did right, not just everything we did bad. And just because I grabbed the tortilla chips does not make me a bad person. We all say it. Well, that's bad. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. No, you're not. You had something to eat that you probably shouldn't have had. It does not make you a bad person. But I mean, it's a continuous reminder. I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect at it, but it's a continuous reminder, because it's the mental now. I mean, I know what has to be done. It's the doubt, or if it's had a bad day. And there's sometimes I come home and I'm like, oh, instead of eating, let's put some tunes on, dance around the kitchen for 10 minutes while I'm unloading the dishwasher. And then magically I don't need a snack, because your mind sometimes you just got to shift that mind. And so I've tried to find ways to shift it. Not perfect, but I'm working at it.
And I love that. I think we do self-deprecate so much, and we don't self-congratulate enough. So self-congratulating is very important. And then, you look at a baby when they're starting to walk. It's not, they start to walk and then they fall. And they start to walk and they start to fall. It's how many times you get up and how quickly. And for me, that's so important. I used to, when I started my journey on this, it would take me months and months to get back on track. Now it just is like, okay, I was stressed, I was overtired, I did something that I probably, somebody handed me stuff and I just was like, and I ate it because I have an addiction to food and I tend to eat what's in front of me. All right, when do I restart and reset myself? Right now, right after my next meal is going to be back to good and healthy and feeding my body the nutrients I need. So I love that you're doing that. And it gets easier and easier. And those falls get farther apart and much shorter. And that's important. And so I'm proud of you. That's great. Congratulations. You'll get through these stressful time.
Yes.
And then you can pat yourself on the back for how well you did, even despite that, because I'm proud of you for that.
Exactly. Well, and it's interesting for those listening who are thinking that they might want to have a plant-based doctor, such as I do. It is ironic. The email I get, it's like after a few bad days and I keep pivoting and I'll get an email, how are things going? And I'm like, how did she know? Like, how did she know? And I love the check-ins in between appointments, which is very helpful. Or, hey, I have a question, or hey, I'm struggling with this. What can I do? And you're always there for me within 24, 48 hours, which is phenomenal.
That's great. Yes. Well, I mean, it helps me too. Your improvement helps me because that helps me stay on track. And I just want people to be healthier and happier and off the meds and not have to be on meds. That's right. And it's made a difference in my life. And so I want to make a difference in everybody else's life. And then you're going to make a difference in Joe's life. Even if he doesn't ever go plant-based, he's getting healthier just by some of the things you're feeding him more veggies and more fruit. And Derek used to be unhealthy all the time. Now he's eating healthy 99.9% of the time, and it's fantastic. And he's lost weight and been off of meds. And travel. You said you're in the camper.
Yes.
Travel's hard. Tell me what you do to help and stay on track while you're traveling.
The first trip did not go as planned. I didn't have enough snacks in the front of the car. And then we got caught in traffic. And then if you've ever camped, we got to the campsite. We were both hangry. And it was just, of course, everything that, the pop-up didn't come up right. And then the next thing I knew, I was in the chips. And I was like, oh, this is terrible. So I learned the lesson. Now I put a ton of food up front with us. Grapes, things we could eat really quickly. So I had grapes in there. I've got some almonds in there, no salted almonds, bananas, apples, sandwich, like wraps, so that we had something. And I made sure, I even told him the second time, I was like, okay, we haven't eaten in a while. Before we even try to set this camper up, we both need to eat something.
Good job.
I want this to go well. I don't want to be hangry, and I don't want you to be hangry. And so we did. We stopped. He had a sandwich. I had a chickpea wrap, and then we kept moving. We always have fruit in the RV. I make a big fruit salad every morning for both of us. And then if he chooses something else, mine's usually mixed with oatmeal. And then we don't eat out as much as we used to on vacation. We will still eat out, but not as much. And then we really try to make it easy. Like we'll take food that all we have to do is heat up, or we'll take something that makes a big batch, so then we can eat on it for a couple of days. Because camping for us is a way to also get out of that routine, do something different, be able to read more or hike more or whatever the case may be. And this way we're not spending all that time cooking. Because even though I love it, I do like the break.
Absolutely. And it's so funny. We're going to go to Iceland soon.
Ooh.
What am I going to get in Iceland? So we're experimenting now with all kinds of dehydrated vegetables and fruits and soups and things like that, and rehydrating them at home and seeing, does that taste good? Can we bring this with us? Plant Strong has some great new burgers that you can make up in a couple of minutes with just some water. Well Your World has some things. There's lots of different options out there. Harmony House, I think it has all these things, and we're just mixing things together, and it's fun. It's easy for camper and easy for traveling.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Other quick summer meals that you might have to keep yourself cool and the house cool and everything.
Oh, well, this is where when you prep your food, it's awesome. Because if you've prepped a grain, so maybe it's farro or rice or quinoa, you mix that with a bunch of veggies and maybe some beans and make a quick dressing. You've got a salad to take to a potluck. You've got a salad you could eat for dinner or lunch, or you can do like little pastas to make like pasta salad and just get an oil-free dressing to put on there. Baked beans are really easy to make whole food plant-based. You can either use canned pinto beans with some low sugar barbecue sauce and make some barbecue beans, and then coleslaw mixes in the bag. Oh my gosh, you just add some dressing to it. You can even add fruit. Shockingly, like strawberries in with a coleslaw dry mix is really good with some balsamic vinegar. Those make it easy. Potato salad, you don't have to have a creamy potato salad dressing. You can make a vinegar dressing for your potato salad. I've come up with other ones. Oh, the taco, make lentils and then taco season them. And then you can have tacos really easy on a quick night, because the lentils, all you have to do is heat them up and then make tacos. Another really easy one, if you have frozen broccoli, put some pasta on. When you put the pasta in, go ahead and put your broccoli in, cook it for the 9-10 minutes, drain it, add oil-free marinara, delicious. And if you use chickpea pasta, it's even better, because then you get your chickpeas in there. Simple, doesn't take a lot of space in your kitchen, nor a lot of dishes, nor a lot of heat. Is super simple and wonderful.
And I would suggest everybody go to Sheila's channel. It's so much fun, because the tips I get every time I watch you at One Dish Two Ways on YouTube. I've been to your Facebook. I haven't been able to sign in, but I will and follow you there. But it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to go through some of the things. So Paige said the brownies were delicious. Beth Martin, just want to thank you, Dr. Kim, for helping our daughter, Sheila.
That's my mom.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that, Beth. Sheila is doing great on her own. She's just amazing. And I'm so proud of her too. So thank you.
If someone would like to meet my mother, she was on a video 2 weeks ago on our Facebook, on our YouTube channel. So please check that out. She does tuna salad and I do chickpea salad. And I show how we shared basically the same ingredients, except for the chickpeas and the tuna.
That was so much fun to watch. That was just awesome. And I've got a brother coming to visit, and I'm going to watch that with him, and we're going to make some things.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I did tell him if he's visiting me and staying here, he has to eat what I eat. But, you know, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So yay, Beth. It was wonderful to meet you on her channel. And it was great. And really, Sheila, you're being amazing. So Sheila, any other quick tips? I absolutely love when you said that you treat yourself now how you would treat a friend, which I think is so important, because we forget that. We're all so self-critical. And how would you help a friend in this way? So that's great. But do you have any other tips and tricks for the people watching? And then if anybody watching has any questions of Sheila or me, we'll answer anything. So
I think too, sometimes we get stuck in our workout routines, and I have noticed that I'm stuck, and so I'm not looking forward to them. So I switched them up. When I used to go to a kickboxing gym, we didn't box each other, just to clarify. It was not kickboxing like that. I always liked the classes where we did a mix of cardio and strength training. So when I was away this weekend and I had some time to think, I thought, why am I not doing that at home? That was super fun. And I'm kind of bored with what I'm doing. So that's what I started doing this week. I would do like 15 minutes on the treadmill, and then I do some bands or some weights. And then I would do 15 minutes on the spin bike. I happen to have both, thankfully. And then I went back and just did 15 more minutes of strength. So I got all that in 1 hour-long workout. You can certainly shorten it to whatever time frame you need. And then the next day I could go back to my yoga and then pick that back up, because Dr. Kim wants me doing the strength training, which is important when you're over 50 like me. And but I like the cardio too. And of course, it's such nice weather out. I can kayak now, walking the dog. My poor dog, she can't go very far, but we try. She's an older girl. But yeah, just the outside activities, even just gardening and taking care of your yard. I think it's not like I like a dirty house, but I do get tired of cleaning, because you got to do it every single week, And I always think about that. This is exercise. Put the music on, make it fun, and it's awesome. Yes.
Yep. And I love that. I've incorporated my movement into everyday stuff. So I hated and still don't love doing weight bearing exercises, but I'm old. I'm 60. And so I need to do that to keep my strength up and prevent sarcopenia, which is the natural weight loss, muscle loss as we age. So I challenged myself to do a push-up because I didn't like doing push-ups every time I brush my teeth. Now I brush my teeth when I wake up. Then I have a lot of blueberries for breakfast. So I usually have to brush my teeth again after I eat my breakfast so I don't see patients with blue stuff in my mouth. And then I brush my teeth before I go to bed. So I started with one push-up each time I brush my teeth. And that's really important because I get on the floor, get up. That's really important as we age to learn how to get on the floor and get up. Mm-hmm. And so I was doing 3 push-ups a day. And then I increased it and I increased it and I increased it. And finally I was like, I shouldn't do anymore. I was doing 20 push-ups each time. So 60 push-ups a day.
Wow.
And I was just like, I've got to stop. So I added some other stuff, some lunges and some squats and some, I don't know what they're called, where you're lying down and you work on my core. So I do that now every single time I brush my teeth, which is kind of fun. I also got into, I was like, how do I make it fun? Because exercise sometimes isn't fun. And I do a lot of things outside because we heat our house with wood. So we go chop our wood and we stack our wood and we bring the wood in. But I also make sure that I do fun things. And so I decided to try and start skipping, jump roping again. Because I haven't done that in a long time. And oh my gosh, it's so much fun now. It's so much fun. So keeping things fun and making movement fun. Because if you asked our great grandparents, hey, let's go exercise or let's go jogging. They're like, I've been working in the fields. Why would I do this?
Exactly.
So let's make it all a part of your thing. And so I'm proud of you for doing that. I think community is also important. So what I do for my community is to get community and my movement in is I work out with 2 women who live in my neighborhood. They're about 10 years older than me and they kick my butt. But we go to one of our houses every Tuesday and Saturday to work out, Saturday mornings, to actually do real strengthening training in one of home gyms. And it's funny because we use swear words a lot on the way there and woohoo when we're done, and we wouldn't do it without each other. So just some tips there. I think that's really important. Okay.
That is awesome.
Let's make sure. Oh, we are almost out of time. I talked too much. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
any questions? I don't see any specific questions.
I don't either.
Here we go. IB, how many sessions a week would you recommend for strength training? I don't want to overdo it. That's a great question. And the suggestions are 2 to 3 sessions of strength training a week. That's what they suggest in the literature. So to be honest, that's the minimum. You can do more and you don't want to overdo it. I think that's really important too. So, you can talk to your doctor, you can talk to a trainer, but 2 to 3 is usually a good time for about 20 to 30 minutes, or maybe a little bit more if you're only doing 2 days of exercise, specific strength training. That's what I would suggest.
And usually it's not the same day in a row, right? Usually they want strength training, you opposite, every other day. Or
if you're doing 2 days in a row, do arms one day, legs the next. Recovery is very important for muscle building. And that's also why I eat this way. This is a very anti-inflammatory. Whole food plant-based is anti-inflammatory. It takes down your joint pains, my knee pains, because I had surgeries on my knees. And so it helps with recovery. So you want to give some recovery time in between.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for your time. We have 1 more minute. So Sheila, any last minute things for anybody? And thank you guys. Go watch Sheila on her show, One Dish, Two Ways. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
Thank you. Give yourself the chance to feel great and give this lifestyle a try. It doesn't, if you try it for a week and you hate it, you can always go back. Sorry, there's a bug, a fly, but it's just, you will feel amazing.
And if anybody needs to have an appointment with a physician, because if you do go plant-based and you're on specific medicines like blood pressure medicines, hypertension medicines, you may need to come off of them pretty quickly. We don't want you to be on too much medicine that you feel badly because of that. So come on up and see one of the docs at Love.Life Telehealth. We have docs in every state and DC. And you can, as Sheila had mentioned before, you go on, you put in your state, you see which docs are available, you look at each one of their bios and hit with who you like. We are all live the lifestyle we prescribe for our patients. So, and somebody said, how often should someone just started plant-based and exercise see Dr. Kim? That is so individual. I would be happy to see you for as much or as little as you need. Yeah. And, that's very, very individual. We'll see what your medical issues are, what meds you're on, what kind of support you need, and then be happy to see you as much or as little as you can want to see me. But we find that in the beginning, the more people are seeing, the more support they have, the better. But that's very individual.
Yep.
All right. Well, have a wonderful Thursday to everybody. Have a wonderful day. Go out, eat healthy, pat yourselves on the back, even for being here. And Sheila, you're amazing. Thank you for being.
You're welcome. Thank you, Dr. Kim. You're amazing too. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.